banners in version 3.0, guys. I'm sure you've heard it all over the place. You've heard it from my videos, you've heard it from other people's videos, and I'm sure you have your thoughts on it. Some people think it's good, some people think it's absolutely horrible, and I'm on the opinion that I think it's absolutely horrible. Kind of. We're going to get into that into this video, because I do want to talk about why this is actually really bad for new players, why this is actually really bad for old players as well, or the majority of players playing this game, despite the copium you see in this comments, which we'll touch on some of these comments later in the video. I will touch on this one right now. Elite Land 1. What the fuck is wrong with you people always complaining? We will get a new story with a massive one. Okay, a massive. What defines massive? Is 3 hours of undefined yap massive? Well, if that's the case, then maybe sure. I don't know, buddy. I hope the story's good, though. Don't get me wrong. I hope the new story's good. We will get a lot of new stuff. Yeah, we got a lot of copy and paste stuff from version 2.0. So if you consider that new, then sure, I guess you're right on that. But the worst part of the banner is the multi-banner system. Yes, it is. Absolutely the worst part. And if that's the worst part of the update, I think you should be thankful that the banner system is quite literally the worst part of the fucking update. Bro said a new region's the worst update ever. Have you played the new region in Genshin, brother? That shit's worse than goddamn the Sumeru Desert, okay? I don't want to hear it, okay? And the Sumeru Desert's absolute dog shit. So let's just go ahead and pause chant that right here. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. I'm not here to shit on everyone's comments, right? Because I do think there's some comments in here that really brought this to life. This is the reason why I'm making this video. It's because of the comment section. Because I do feel like people have some pretty constructive points here. Let's just start off with what characters are we getting if you're not in the know already. We're getting the Herda, Lingsha, Fei Zhao, and Jade on phase 1. Phase 2, we're getting Galia, Boothill, Robin, and Silver Wolf. I don't know why I just said it like that. Now I want to get into why, despite what my title says, probably about the 8-banner system being horrible and having reruns is horrible, I genuinely think, generally speaking, I do think that having multiple rerun banners every single patch is an absolute win for this game. I think the execution on how Hoyoverse does these is abysmal and make it one of the worst things that could happen to this game, because what they do, instead of going, hey, we're going to give you multiple rerun banners to, you know, refresh these characters more often, what they're doing is they're stacking up these characters that go better than putting gamer subs in your water to make it taste better. I just spilled it everywhere. But it tastes better than that. Not sponsored, by the way, but gamer subs, you could come over and sponsor me. And on top of this all, they're putting it with the new meta character with their best in slot as well. So all in all, what this is doing is, first of all, making you have to super save now for these patches that have all these characters. Number two, what it's doing is giving a sense of FOMO. I know a lot of people say, it's not FOMO, there can't be FOMO, there's so many reruns, there can't be FOMO. There is a huge amount of FOMO, which we'll talk about later on in this video. So overall, guys, I like the thought of having multiple reruns. I don't like the execution. How I think these banners should probably go and how they should be ran if you're going to run 3 reruns. For example, you could run maybe Fei Zhao here on 3.0, and then on 3.1, you maybe run Robin there. So then it gives people time to actually save their Stellar Jades after going, maybe I want the Herda, but now I kind of want Fei Zhao to start off my second team with now because I'm a free-to-play player, right? So now I can actually save for the next patch to maybe try to get those as well, because you're only given so many limited free summons every patch. 3.0 is probably going to give you a lot of free summons. We'll get into that later on too, but disperse the meta characters and their best in slots across different patches. I think that's how the execution should be. You guys might cope out and tell me, whoa, you two, well, what do you mean they stack their best in slots together? Well, I mean, I think it's pretty true just about every single banner that we've currently had in the game, or almost every banner we've had in the game, where it's had a character reran with a best in slot unit, right? So we can take Firefly and Fugue. Fugue being the best in slot supporter for someone like Firefly. Then let's go back. Sunday Jingyuan. Jingyuan's best support going to be Sunday. The best person you can use Sunday with at the time? Jingyuan. And then we have Adventuring Acheron, which, I mean, the only real benefit you get out of this, I guess, would be putting Trends of Universal Market, but it's still being ran with a preservation unit that can apply debuffs and can help Acheron teams out as a whole. Then we have something like Rappa and Ambibird Lune. But then we go back here. Topaz Lingsha. Topaz really structured towards break teams, but can work in follow-up teams as well, and can be a decent option for a support character in that role, and also helps with break teams, right? Which would be coming up the next patch anyways with the Rappa. So you have your best in slot all in one patch, Rappa and Lingsha being there together. So this is to give you guys perspective of what I'm saying is they stack their best in slots up with the characters in one patch to make you summon for these characters in this one patch. And this is why I don't think it will be fixed. And that's why I think this banner system that Hoyo implements is dog shit compared to like a general sense of how good this could potentially be if they were to spread the units out right. Now I want to talk about the people this 3-banner system is good for, right? It's good for a couple of groups of people. It's good for whales, obviously. If you're summoning, you have multiple options now. You can get everything you need in one patch. Number 2, it's good for anyone that's prepped, right? Now, not just anyone that's prepped. I'm talking people that have prepped. since probably around 2.5, right? Because you do get a lot of free summons from 2.5. We'll bring up more of this later, but 94 pulls from 2.5. What is this here? 110 from 2.6, and then 2.7's around 70 pulls or something like that. And then plus the pulls you're going to be getting in 3.0 as well, right? So overall, if you've saved since like 2.5, 2.6, you're probably good, but the majority of players don't do that. So, I mean, if you prep for your account, then sure, that's good. Also, something you have to look at with prepping for your account. I saw a lot of comments talking about prep for your account, prep for your account. You should prep properly. What about the players that started in maybe 2.6? That need to get their account off the ground. What about the players that started in 2.7, right? Now, the argument can be made. Yeah, sure. If you've been playing since day one, you should prep for your account, and you shouldn't be a gacha hunter. You should be diligent. And now with this, I actually do want to hop into why this is bad for late game players. Expected diligence. Now, what do I mean by expected diligence, right? I think that you guys, or the comment section, expects everyone to be extremely diligent, and they shouldn't complain because they're not diligent when they're Jades. At the end of the game, guys, this is a gacha game. You're meant to spend your Jades. You're meant to summon. You're meant to get the characters that come out in the game, right? Sure, you say better than everyone else. I don't think you should put this notion of, oh, you should have been diligent with your Jades. You should have saved them all up. When 90% of the players probably do not save their Jades up, this is very predatory towards those people in particular. It's not predatory towards you. Trust me. This is not predatory towards you at all. These gacha companies know how you're spending your Jades. Trust me. They probably know the average Jade count on everyone's account, right? They can probably look at everyone's account, like, oh, everyone here has like almost no Jade. So we can stack all these people up and make them spend more money on the game. And that's exactly what they're doing, right? And when I say this game's meant for whales, or this patch is meant for whales, I mean whales. I don't mean spending $100. I don't think $100 is going to get you shit this patch, right? I think if you're really trying to pull for the meta, right, you're already missing 2 units per se, right? You're probably spending upwards of $300. Now, keep in mind that $300 could go towards something like a Nintendo Switch with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on it, okay? And then we can take a look at just the pulls we're getting this patch, right? Or the pulls we got in previous patches, right? Number one, guys, if you're not a diligent player, right, which is the people they're targeting, obviously, you are probably, I would say, let's be generous. Let's say you get 130 pulls this patch, right? Let's say on average, you're able to get a 5-star character at 75 pulls, right? So let's take this number divided by 75 here. This is going to be 1.7 characters. So this doesn't even equal 2 characters. And not to mention, you still have to win a 52, right? Now with this in mind, you can now only get 1 of your meta units coming out this patch. Are you going to get the Herda for your main DPS, or are you going to get Fei Zhao for your main DPS? Let's say you get one of those for your main DPS. Whoop-de-doo, you got one of those characters. Now, do you have their best in slot support? Or how are you going to get that best in slot support without spending money? See what I mean? Like, you're going to have to spend money if you want to get both of these things. And the reason why this is creating FOMO for those older players is because when are these characters getting re-ran again? We don't know that. For all we know, in the trends that they've shown in the game, they're only going to do reruns with meta-breaking characters. So who's to say that we don't get a rerun of these meta-breaking characters, or a set of meta-breaking characters again until we get another Emanator? Or let's say we don't get a set of these reruns until we get another meta-breaking DPS character, right? Who's to say that we're even going to get 3 reruns per patch? Because I could be completely wrong on this. They could go and do 3 reruns every patch, because if they don't have 6 rerun banners on version 3.1, this is an absolute scam. They just scammed you guys. Because what this alludes to now is that they're only going to do 3 reruns on meta-breaking characters they know that a lot of people are going to be playing the game for, when people are going to be spending the most money. So that's when they're going to rerun these characters. I'll get more into this at the end of the video, because I do need to talk about why this is bad for new players as well. Stick around for that if you want to hear my rant on that. So now, why is this bad for new players coming to the game? I heard this argument in the comment section down below, and someone brought up a great point to me, which I think it was Sir Yapmaster himself here that wrote a whole dissertation. I'm not reading all that shit, but the basic thing that I got here is basically new players have the ability to earn 400 to 500 pulls. He sent a reply to me, or a couple of replies to me, then take 2 fucking minutes to read the goddamn post. Yeah, buddy, you left the whole fucking Bible in my comment section. Absolutely the fuck not. The point he brings up is new players get 400 to 500 pulls available to them when they start playing the game, just from clearing stored content and backloaded permanent events and modes, not even getting into in-game. Okay, that's fine. I think having that pulls for new players, absolutely amazing. But do you guys know how long it takes to do this? Put it down in the comment section down below right now. How much time do you think you need to put into this game to actually get this amount of pulls? Because with that amount of pulls, right, with 400 to 500 pulls, let's say 500 pulls, I mean, on the average of, 80, that's 6 whole characters right there, guys. That is 3 guaranteed banner characters. That is most of one team completely built out. And that's to say if you don't win a single fucking 50-50, right? And I don't even think that's going to be including what you're getting from 3.0 as well. But How long does it take? Let's take a look at this right here. This is pulled for some users that have played Honkai style route. Now, guys, main story takes 25 hours, right? But he said main story, backlogged events, and everything like that. So I'm assuming main events and extra. On average, 85 hours. It took, on average, 85 hours for these players to complete this content. Let's say for the average player, which is what this is calculating off of, they play 2 hours a day. So let's say 85 hours, right? I won't even add the extra hour there. Let's divide that by 2 hours a day, right? They play it for 2 hours. They're on their phone for 2 hours a day playing. That is 42 days. And this is assuming that this player is playing every single day for 2 hours a day, as long as they're playing the game right. Now, I will be completely fair with this. I'm going to be completely fair with this, right? 42 days is enough to clear a whole patch. I'm not even going to fault you with that, right? This does not include time to do events, though, I will say. So, I mean, this time probably moves up a little bit due to whatever events are in the game currently. So, I mean, you're probably going to have to realistically put in more than 2 hours a day if you're a new player coming in version 3.0 for this patch. So, at the end of the day, what a lot of the people in the community are expecting new players to do in this situation is expected intelligence, meaning they just expect the new player to know exactly who to pull and what teams to get and what characters work perfectly well with these teams, right? Number two, they're also expecting these players to put in over 2 hours a day on this game to get max rewards so they can pull everyone they want, right? Before you hop into my comment section and say, you two, oh my god, you're so fucking stupid for this fucking take. I'll take it good, man. Let's dislike the fucking video or whatever. Fuck you, dude. You're fucking stupid. I think you're expecting way too much out of new players and returning players. I think you're expecting just way too much in general from the average player playing this game, and that's why I think this is predatory, right? This is version 3.0. Many people are coming back to the game, which leads to a massive amount of FOMO because now they see all these amazing characters on here, right? And in the back of their minds, they're like, damn, all these characters here. If I don't pull these characters now, when will I have a chance to get them again for my account? If I don't pull these characters now, when will I ever be able to use these characters again, right? It doesn't matter necessarily how frequent the reruns are. If people are not informed overall, if the average player is not really informed on how the rerun system even works, or if there's no like clear indication of this is how the rerun system is even gonna work. This does still lead to FOMO. This still leads to people being like, I have to get these characters now, and it's version 3.0, guys. They know people are coming back. So why not just throw 6 rerun banners up here of some of the best characters in the game that you can possibly have, right? To make people spend fucking money, obviously. I mean, like, that's the biggest thing here, right? It's very targeted for these new players coming back to the game. It's very targeted towards the people that don't have their accounts built up all the way. And you see the scummy shit they did in the previous, this patch we have right now, 2.7, right? Where they kind of went, oh, hey, guys, here's Fugue, which is super break support, and by the way, we're giving you a new MC, which gives you true damage, and it's going to be absolutely cracked for this new fucking path we're putting in this game that we're putting a lot of effort into, and it's going to be very, very good, guys. So, hey, do what you will with that. Yeah, you won't be able to run your Harmony MC anymore if you pull for this team, so you might need to go ahead and pick up Fugue right now. Very, very targeted. That's why I fucking hate this bullshit. Now, let me go ahead and hop into some of these comments here now. I think 6 rerun banners are fine, too. As you said, you don't need every single meta unit and clear on every character. And if they keep up with 6 banners, they would rotate the character so quickly. Yeah, I agree with this. I agree that if they keep this up, that is very good. But I do think that these meta characters that have their best in slots with them should be dispersed more. I do want to say that. At least that's what I'm thinking. Besides, this update is pretty big, not small by any means. We get a new story with maps, thus chests, of course, for new paths for Trailblazer. I agree. I don't think this update's small. I don't think I ever made the claim in that video that this update's small by any means. I think the presentation of the live stream was just not that good overall. I don't think it did a good job of explaining everything we're getting. Honestly, the live stream to made me feel like the update was small because it just showed a lot of like rerun events we're getting. I wish it was new events. I feel like it just didn't give us much information, and I'm fine and all for the story if the story is actually good and doesn't contain like hours and hours of yap that is completely unnecessary. Also, free skin, I agree. Nobody uses Preservation March, or the skin does not change gameplay. It just looks very good and nothing else. Yeah. They could also have not added a skin. I mean, they could have not added a skin. That's right. I do feel like this point right here is kind of giving them like a freebie on this. Like, oh, they could have not added at all. Like, sure, they could have not added a new 5-star repatch. They could have not added a new story. And like, you could say that just about everything in the game right now. The point is with this, if you're going to release a new skin, I would prefer it to be on a character that we're using more often versus a character we're not going to use at all, which seems kind of pointless to even add this skin into the game. This skin should have been added whenever she first came out. That's my opinion on that. And then calling it the worst update ever is a complete exaggeration. I think, obviously, over-exaggerated, for sure. That's clickbait, 100%. But I do think this could end up being the crux of having worse shit happen down the line, right? If we incentivize this behavior by summoning for Herta, Fei Zhao, Robin, Jade to get her matchup as well, then maybe Ling Shan there as well for a sustain character. That is something that you should not be doing. One of the big points I want to bring up to you guys, and I'll talk about more about this in my should you summon or not summon on every single character video. Please, God, don't spend money on this update. Maybe go for one character. Sure, if you want to spend money on that, do what you want. Do not spend more money to get more. Don't incentivize this behavior. That's what I'm saying. Don't go out of your way to spend more money than you normally would. Or don't spend, I honestly don't spend any money in general on a gacha. It's a fucking gacha game. Don't be fucking done with your money. What this could lead to would be a snowball effect down the line, which in turn could be the worst update ever because it led to this behavior down the line. Also, quick little rant here about 4 stars. I saw some people talking about oh, you don't need fucking 4 stars added to the game and stuff like that. I think 4 stars are absolutely essential. I think what 4 stars can do can fill in the gap of 5 stars, or maybe like you don't have enough Jades to summon for this new 5 star that only works on this team and makes this team function. Maybe you have a 4 star in the game that can also maybe help that team function, maybe not to the level of the same 5 star, but it also provides some type of support to that team where that team can somewhat work. And another big downside and caveat to this, guys, is that they're not only incentivizing you now to get horizontal investment, we already know with the power creep in the game right now, they're also incentivizing vertical progression as well. So you're overall going to spend more summons because some characters don't feel good unless you have higher eidolons on them, and it's a lot harder to clear content with them if you don't have these higher eidolons on them. They're obviously incentivizing you with the content we have in the game, with the power creep, with the HP scaling we have in the game right now to go, I need more vertical investment on my characters, and now with these new characters coming out, the content is going to be structured toward them now too, and they're going to have to fight in these niches now. We now have to invest more horizontally into these characters. Anyways, guys, that's the whole point I wanted to make with this video, right? This is scummy. I don't like it. You're probably going to shit on me in the comment section down below for this take. I don't really give a shit. I just saw a lot of comments on the last video, so I wanted to make this video. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed, or maybe you fucking didn't. I don't give a shit. Fucking dislike the video. I don't really care, brother. But if you liked it, leave a like. Anyways, guys, bye. See you later.